In this video, I'm going to be talking about the importance of self-confidence, self-worth, and how you can apply those themes to better your life and just be the best, most confident version of yourself. So let's get into it. I do have a few notes written down, so if I look down at my notes, that's what I'm doing, but majority of the time when I'm talking, I'm going to be spewing facts from the dome that just come to mind. I'm going to let them flow and yeah, just say what's on my mind basically. So the first thing I wanted to mention regarding the theme of confidence is I think that basically it just comes from knowing your worth and recognizing that you are putting in the work every single day to better and improve yourself, whether that be reading, going to the gym, yoga, Pilates, eating good, eating clean, whatever the case may be. I think confidence is not something you're born with, but it's something that you can build up over time and by keeping the promises that you tell yourself. So for example, if you tell yourself, I really want to go to the gym and I really want to become, more in shape. That being said, when you wake up in the morning, after you set your alarm to go to the gym in the morning, you wake up, even though you're super tired and it's super cold outside and your bed is super warm and it's so early and you're tired, and even though it's this hard situation, you get up and do it anyways because that's what you told yourself you were going to do, and you keep that promise that you made to yourself and you go to the gym. Moreover, this concept can be applied to what you tell other people as well. So let's say you tell your boss that you would like to have a meeting at 2 p.m. tomorrow to discuss whatever topic. That being said, when 2 p.m. rolls around the next day, you're going to be ready, you're going to be prepared, you're going to have your notes ready, whatever, and show up as the best version of yourself to show your boss that you're a reliable, dedicated person to your work and to your job. So I think, just keeping the promises that you tell yourself and keeping the promises that you tell other people are very important. And over time, those will ultimately create more of a sense of confidence within yourself. Moreover, I wanted to mention that confidence comes from knowing that you're a good person, knowing that you have really good intentions and good morals. And when someone comes into your life, whether that be platonic, just a friendship, or a partner, or whoever the case may be, a friend, that you will improve their life, that you have so much confidence within your own personality, and you know you're a good person, so you're going to help them or just, share your energy with them and just know that you in some way or another, you're going to lift them up because that's just the type of person that you are. I also have written down that a lot of people, I think, measure their level of confidence or self-worth on external material items, and whether that be a car or a house or a partner, whatever the case may be, I think a lot of people, measure their level of self-confidence, self-worth with these material items. And I think that some people obviously are just born wealthy and born with these things and are born just, with the ability to use their parents' credit card to buy whatever they want. But that doesn't reflect any level of confidence, any sort of self-worth. The only thing that reflects is, wealth and that they had that. But I think if you are able to work for those things and over time you're able to accumulate and make your own money after hard work and dedication and, months or years of putting in that work, if you're able to buy that car, it's a trophy of your hard work. And I think that they're two completely different things, where the car in itself is not symbolic of your confidence. It's the hard work and time you spent prior to buying that car, or whatever the case may be, which is super, super different. And another thing I have written down is going back to the original point I was talking about being a good person and just knowing that you're going to improve someone's life if they come into it. I also have, you don't need to defend yourself or compare yourself to other people. Like, let's say for example there's a party going on, you walk into the room, there's no need to just compare yourself and be like, like that girl's so pretty, or that guy is whatever talking to this girl, and whatever the case, that you are the best version of yourself and you don't need to compare. It doesn't matter if this person's quote unquote better than you and this person's quote unquote worse than you. That doesn't even matter, because you know deep down that you are the best version of yourself, which is all that matters ever. I feel like that was a bar. Also, I wanted to mention that I think a really important goal that a lot of, or more people should aspire to work towards, is to get 1% better every single day. And I think there's a lot of different categories within that. So you can get 1% better every day, spiritually, mentally, physically. All these different aspects can make you into a better overall person, overall human. So I think that's an important thing to know. And I think a lot of people have this desire to become really wealthy and, you know, put a lot of this self-confidence on just this financial aspect of a person. But I think that is almost the least important. And I think the others, like the spirituality, mentally, physically, over time, manifest itself into being more confident way more than money or finances do. So yeah, overall, just stop comparing yourself to people who haven't done the work, such as, to earn their things, to earn the same things that you have. Another thing I wanted to mention is basically to, gain confidence over time is, what are you doing in your free time that other people don't know you're doing? Or what are you doing that behind the scenes. So like, at the end of the day, when you're super tired after work, after school, are you sitting and scrolling on your phone? Or are you putting in the work, again, to improve yourself and show up as the best version of yourself? I also think there are two different types of confidence too. I think there is type 1 confidence, which I touched upon, which is working hard, putting in the work, showing up for yourself, showing up for others. That's type 1 of confidence, and I think that will take you so far. And I think once you put in the work, it's really hard to backtrack, I think, because I'm working on my goals, I'm showing up for myself, and I think over time that just builds and builds and builds and builds and builds. And then I think there's type 2 of confidence, which basically just comes from not caring at all what other people think of you and just going through life like it doesn't matter, which that will take you so far too. That is an amazing trait to have. Just knowing that, what other people say about you, what other people, their opinions and perspectives of you, they do not matter. And I think a lot of the times people, again, put their self-worth on the opinions and perspectives of other people, of their friends, of their family, of their partner, and they want to impress them. But you have to realize that deep down, if you're putting goodness into the world and you have these positive intentions, that you're going to attract that into your life, and you don't need to impress this person or this group of people, because who you are is enough. And if this group of people doesn't realize that and can accept you for you, then they're not worth your time. Moreover, if they're having a bad day, whatever, I think rarely, if a group of people say something negative, it's rarely about you. I think it's often a projection of their own insecurities or their own flaws, jealousy, whatever the case may be. But I think majority of times, if people talk bad about you, whatever, it's just really about you, and they're projecting their own insecurities on you to try to bring you down, but it's not really about you at all. So those are the main points I wanted to discuss in this video. If you made it this far, thank you so much. I wanted to mention the main reason as to why I wanted to make this video is because I moved to Costa Rica about 10, almost 11 months ago. And I think right when I got here, I did struggle with confidence a little bit because I was learning a new language. I was placed in this community where I didn't know anyone, and I was super scared. I was so scared to go out of my comfort zone and meet new people and speak and express myself because I was embarrassed of my Spanish level, and I was embarrassed to make errors and mistakes, and I was scared that people were going to judge me, all of these things. But like I mentioned, through time and through practice of Spanish and just putting myself out there and putting myself beyond my comfort zone, It helped me so much, and after I was living with a host family, so I'd speak Spanish all day, and I was also working in Spanish also. But then after that, I would come home, and when I was in my room, I would read books in Spanish, and I would watch videos, and I put my phone in Spanish also so I could learn the language, and it really, really helped. So now I feel a lot more confident, but basically I'm here to tell you that by putting in the work, you can and you will become more confident in your life. And yeah, I hope this is helpful to anyone that was watching this, and drop a comment below with a video or a theme you want me to talk about next. And yeah, have a great day. Bye.